This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. In the last session of Python, we were discuss about uh, functions in Python. We just discussed about recursion function, and also we were discuss about function aliasing. Function aliasing means giving other name to a function is called function aliasing. Function aliasing concept we discussed. So function aliasing, nested functions, we were discuss all these things in the last session. Now today I will show you how to work with anonymous or lambda functions. Okay? So only one topic I'll cover, simple topic, that is anonymous or lambda functions. First, let me give some clarity about anonymous or lambda functions. Anonymous, anonymous or lambda functions. Anonymous means what? When we create a function without any name, such kind of nameless functions are called anonymous or lambda functions. Okay. Sometimes we will create, we will create, we will create a function without without any name, without any name, without any name. Such kind of nameless functions are called, such kind of nameless functions are called anonymous or lambda functions. Anonymous, anonymous or lambda functions. Lambda function. The function which don't have any name is called anonymous. No name. Okay, for example, if you want to join, if you want to log in with Gmail, you should have some credentials like mail ID and password. So clearly names are made. A person name or mail ID name is there. So you are the authenticated user. Some websites will allow without login system, they will allow directly to access their content. So that means anonymous users means any users can access without credentials, without name also, without identity also. If a function is having a name, you can call the name, you can call that function with name only. If the function is don't have any name, then directly we can use instantly. So instant usage purpose only we use anonymous. Sometimes we will create a function without any name. Such kind of nameless functions are called anonymous or lambda functions. So what is the use of anonymous or lambda functions? So uses are advantages. Okay. So using lambda, using lambda, we can write concise code. Yes, you can write concise code, sir. Concise code. Using lambda, we can write what? Very concise code. Concise code means what? Shorthand way of writing code is possible. Shorthand way of writing code is possible using lambda expressions. So concise code means shortcut way. Suppose normal functions, what we created previously, one logic is that if you want to perform that logic using normal functions, if you return 10 lines of code, same action, same task, you can able to finish using lambda, almost single line expression, or one or two lines only you can able to finish. So shorthand way of writing code is possible using lambda expressions. Next, using lambda, we can reduce, the length of code. We can reduce length of code. Yes, we can reduce length of code. Next, using lambda, we can improve, we can improve, we can improve the readability of program. Readability of program. We can improve the readability of what actually programming. Using lambda, we can improve the readability of programs. We can easily read that clearly. And next, Using lambda, we can write almost single line expressions. We can write almost single line expressions. Single line expressions means only within one line we can able to finish that lambda expressions. So using lambda, we can write almost single line expressions. We can write almost single line expressions. Using lambda, we can improve the readability of the program. Okay. So these are the main advantages, basic advantages, basic advantages. But lambdas are instant usage. Okay, lambdas are for instant usage. Instant usage. Lambdas are for instant uses means instantly whenever it is required to use some expression instantly without calling other function. Directly we can write the expression lambda expression over there. It will work instantly. Quickly it will work. So lambdas are for instant usage. So these are the basic advantages of lambda using Python script. But there is one more important advantage is there. Where exactly we can use lambda, in what situation we can use lambda, I will tell you in this session only. First, let me write some basic programming of lambda expressions so that you will understand how to write lambda expressions clearly. So to create lambda expression or lambda function, we use lambda keyword. There is a keyword called lambda keyword. You know in Python how to see the keyword list. So import keyword, import keyword, and what we need to do, print keyword dot kw list here. Keyword dot kw list. Once I run this, now you can see this is the keyword list. And in this keyword list, there is a lambda keyword is there or no? Yes. So today I'm going to work with this lambda keyword only. So lambda keyword through only we can create lambda expressions. Okay. Now coming to the syntax to create a lambda expressions. So here I'm giving syntax. Lambda is a keyword. Arguments list is argument list. And then your expression you have to write this. Whatever the expression if you want, you can write it. This is. Suppose I want to find the square of given number. How I can write square of given number? Lambda, lambda, lambda. Argument list is n, colon. Expression is square of given number is what? Simple expression, n into n. That's all. Suppose to find to find the sum of two numbers using lambda. lambda, lambda. Find the biggest of two numbers means arguments I'm taking two. And expression is what? A plus B. Simple. This is one line we can finish it. So if you want to write same thing through functions, you have to create a function like def function name of parameters, and we have to write the function body, and we have to call the function also. So lambda is very simple compared to function instant usage point of view we can use. Lambda a comma b, a plus b. These are very simple examples. Just let's write these examples in my coding file. So now you can see s equals to s means just result value I want to store lambda n colon n into n. I want to find square of given number. How to call this? Print s of 4 and or s of 3 and print s of 5 and So s is the return value. So lambdas internally will return the result value automatically. You need not to use any return statement. Automatically it will return internally lambdas result expression. Now you can see s of 3 means 3 into 3, 9, 5 into 5, 24. This is very simple lambda single line expressions for finding square of given number. And if you want to find biggest of two numbers, sum of two numbers, a comma b, I'm taking simply a plus b, I'm just taking. So here we have to pass two parameters, 3 and 5, and 5 and 9. So just two times I'm just calling. Now you can see finding two numbers like 3 plus 5, 8, 5 plus 9, 14. Got my point? Yes. So let's see this. I want to find biggest of two numbers in this case. Okay, how I can find biggest of two numbers? You can see. Simple. So A, B are my two variables. Okay. So in the lambda expression, first we have to include result value. So I am taking A is a big. When it will become A is a big? If A greater than B. Else, which is the big? B is the big. That's what. In single line, I finish the code. Got my point? So lambda is the keyword. A, B are my argument values, argument list, and A is result value. A is the biggest I'm saying. Then it will become biggest if A greater than B. First number is greater than second number. Else, which is the biggest number? Second number, obviously. So here you can see 3 comma 5, biggest number. Even if I give this 5 comma 3 also, 5 only biggest number. Got my point? Yes. But same expression, how we can write, sir, finding biggest of three numbers, like three numbers and take. Three numbers. C variable also and take. So here we have to pass C variable also like this. So I'm checking the condition, you can see. A is the biggest value, I'm saying. When it will become A is the biggest value? If A greater than B and A greater than C. Else, which is the biggest value? B is the biggest value. When it will become if B greater than C. Else, which is the biggest value? C is the biggest value, like this. Simple, same logic, whatever we have written previously with functions, same logic it will work, but mostly here single line expression will finish. Here, A, B, C, three variables I'm taking, three argument list. A is the biggest value I'm saying. When it will be the biggest value if A greater than B. And also A should be greater than C. Then only A is going to biggest value. Else B is the biggest value I can say. When it will become if B greater than C. Else C is the biggest value. Now you can see 5, 3, 8. This is the biggest value. 8 is the biggest value here in this case. Even you can change the any values, no problem. Let me change 583 also I'm taking. 583. Again, 8 is the biggest value. That means it will work all the days. 358 also I'm taking. 385 I'm taking. Or 853 I'm taking. 853. Any changes you can do, almost biggest value is finding like 8 only. So this is single line expression we can say. Suppose here I want to write lambda expression whether my input is even number or odd number I want to check. I'm passing this is print s of 8. I'm passing this is print s of 7. So I want to write the lambda expressions whether it is even number or odd number. N. So first I'm giving that result value is even. When it will become is even if a if n modulus 2 equal to 0. Else it is what actually is odd, I can say is odd number. Now I can see print s of 8, s of 7. Once I run this, now you can see is even, is odd only. First one is even, second one is odd. These are basic examples how to write lambda expressions. So there is no name of the function. That such kind of nameless functions are called what? Anonymous or lambda expressions. Using lambda, we can write concise code, that is shorthand way of writing code is possible. Using lambda, we can reduce the length of the code. Yes, almost 50% length we can reduce compared to functions. Using lambda, we can improve readability of the program. Easily we can read that, we can understand that with almost single line expressions only. Lambdas are for instant users. These are all basic advantages I just covered. But the main advantage is there in Python programming, where exactly we use lambda expressions. Okay. Yes. Try to understand these statements clearly. Okay. Sometimes in Python programming, sometimes we can pass, sometimes we should pass, a function as an argument, Sometimes we should pass a function as an argument to other function, Sometimes we should pass a function as an argument to other function. Okay. In this situation, lambda is the best choice. Lambda, LAMBDA, lambda is the best choice, I can say. Lambda is the best choice. Lambda is the best choice. Sometimes we should pass a function as an argument to other function as a parameter to other function. In this situation, lambda is the best choice answer. Okay. Sometimes we should pass a function as an argument to other function. In this situation, lambda is the best choice I'm saying. Got my point? Yes. Now coming to this same line, I will write in different way. You can see this. In Python programming, in Python programming, in Python programming, some functions will expect some functions will expect other function as an argument or parameter. Then we use lambda and the NBDL. In Python programming, some functions will expect other function as an argument. Then we use lambda. Suppose let us create one function, F1 sub. This F1 function is having its own logic. Okay, logic implementation is there. I'm just creating F2 sub. F2 function is expecting F1 logic as a parameter. Now you can see here I'm writing some code here. Got my point? This function F2 is always expect other function as a parameter. This is actually F1 is other function name. This function name I'm giving as a parameter or argument to this F2 function. So this F2 function is fully dependent on F1 function. If something went wrong in the F1 function, obviously F2 will get disturbed. That's because so dependency is there here. F2 is completely dependency on F1. Sometimes we should pass a function. A function means F1 as argument to other function means as a parameter. I'm passing F1 to what function? F2 function. In this situation, lambda is the best type. Or else in Python programming, some functions will expect other functions as an argument. So some function means this function is expecting other function is argument one. In that situation, lambda is the best type. Sir, what functions will expect other functions as a parameter or argument in Python? Yes, I'm coming to the main logic. Filter function is there. Filter. Next, map function is there. Map. These are all built-in functions. And reduce function is there. Reduce. These three functions will expect always other function as an argument set. Filter, map, reduce. These three functions. Okay. Filter, map, reduce. These all functions will expect always other function as an argument set. Filter, map, reduce. Let's try to work on the each and every function. All these three functions I'll explain you without lambda, with lambda. You can compare without lambda, how many lines of code you should write. With lambda, how code will be drastically reduced. Okay. So let's see this. So first filter function. What is the use of filter function? Simple. Filter means what? The general meaning of filter is what? Filter means to filter the values. Suppose I have 20 members are there. My requirement is I need to hire only 5 persons according to my development skills. And 20 members I want to filter in. Means only I want to select 5 members from 20 persons for job role, certain job role. So I can filter them. That is the filter concept. So here also same. Filter function is used to filter the values. Filter function is used to filter the values from given sequence based on the condition. Yes, filter function purpose is what? It is used to filter the values from given sequence based on the condition. So what is the syntax of filter function? You can see the syntax. Filter is a function name. The syntax is always it will expect the first parameter as a other function and second parameter is what actually sequence. Here, first parameter, First parameter is a function. First parameter is a function. For what purpose it is? Conditional check. Yes, conditional checking purpose we use first parameter. And then here, second parameter is a sequence. Second parameter is a sequence, and it can be a list, tuple, set, etc. Any sequence you can pass. Sequence means group of values. List is collection of values. String is collection of characters. Tuple is collection of values. Set is collection of values. You know all data structure sequences. This is the exactly syntax one. So this filter function will filter the values of this sequence based on condition. Condition where we have to use separate function we have to write and for conditional purpose based on your requirement. That function logic you should pass as a parameter. This function you should pass as a parameter to what function? Filter function. Then filter function every time it will call this function, and based on this function logic it will check on this sequence and it will return the values. Now let's see this example program. First I'll try to show you without lambda, and later I'll apply with lambda. You can able to compare it clearly. With lambda, without lambda, how it will be. Got my point, sir? Let's see that with lambda, without lambda, how we can able to use it. With lambda, without lambda. So let's go to first program. Here, two programs are required with lambda, without lambda, so that I'm ready. Test 8, test 9 is there. Two files are there. Now in this first I'm creating one function, sir. Is even function I'm creating. This is my function name. Okay, is even function is my function name. Is even function is my function name. Okay, function name should be lowercase only. It is suggesting me. You can see this. PyCharm editor is suggesting me to do the function name should be lowercase. Okay, so this is the better way to use lowercase only. Is even function. Is even. Okay, is even. So is even function. Now you can see this one function. This function is expecting one value, that is x value. Okay. Now how I can consider that x is a even number or odd number? We can write the logic. X modulus to equal to 0. Then I can say here true. I should say return true. And else part I'm taking. And I can say return false on. If not correct, then false on. So this function responsibility is only one. Taking every time one value from the sequence, and that value is based on this condition is true or not. If it is true, it will return true. If it is false, then it returns simply false. This function responsibilities that is all. But here I'm taking L. L is my list, sir, list name. Or else you can take L only, small l. L is a list object. And this list object I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this one, list of values. In this list of values, what I'm trying to find, only even numbers I want to find in this list only, sir. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In this list, I'm finding only even numbers. So who will find even numbers? Filter function. Just observe here. Filter function syntax is what? This is. Let me copy this syntax and paste into here. We can understand. So this filter function is expecting this function as other function or not. What is the other function? This function. So this function I'm passing as a parameter to this filter function. Sequence is what sequence is there? Where we have to filter the values on this sequence, L. So sequence name is what, sir? L. L I'm passing. Got my point? Yes. But result value I want to display against new list also. Yes, result value means after filtering in this all collection values, even numbers will filter. All even numbers I want to place into other list also I'm saying. Other list means like I'm taking L1 is a new list only, sir. It will return new list only. I want to convert this filter function values into list format. LIST list, conversion, close the bracket and close the bracket. Finally, I want to print a new list in where L1 only. L1 is a new list. Now observe here, step by step, you can try to understand. So it will be easy for you. So How many lines of code I have written, sir, here almost? You can see this. From the beginning line I'll make. How many lines of code I have written? 9 lines of code, either 9 or 8, whatever it is. Okay, 9 lines. So this filter function always will call this is even function by taking every time one input value from this list only. 2 will go to here, x value. 2 modulus 2 equal to 0. It return true. Next value 3, it will go to x value. 3 modulus 2 equal to 0. Not it is. 3 by 2 remainder is 1. It is not equal to 0. That's what it return false. So how many values are there here? Total 9 values are there. So 9 times this filter function will call is even function for checking whether it is even logic or odd logic. So 9 times repeatedly this function will call. On this L sequence, whatever the even numbers are there, it will return. And that all even numbers also filter function, it has to be written into new list. That's what I'm converting list function. Here you can convert tuple also, no problem. Okay, tuple tuple. If you want to get the result of tuple format, you can convert tuple. Let's run this. You will get successful result. Even number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Not only even numbers, if you can change the condition here, not equal to, then automatically it is odd number only, it will return. Simple. Only filtering the values. Let me take even. But just observe here, did I use any lambda expressions are here? No lambda expressions I use. So let's give the breakpoint and how long, how process it will be happen, you can see. Debug test 8. Once debugger window started, now see this. Once debugger window started here, debugger window started. Now I have to hit the function key plus F8. Whenever I hit function key plus F8, you can see L value and filter function is calling is even by taking x value to x equal to 2. Yes, correct. It return true. Again, x value 3. It return false. X value 4. 4 modulus 2 equal to 0. Correct. X value 5. 5 modulus 2 equal to 0. False. X value 6. True. X value 7. False. X value 8. True. X value 9. False. X value 10. True. Like this, it return finally 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So how many number of values are there in this sequence? That many number of times internally this filter function will call is even function. Are you getting my point? Is even function it will call filter function. Is the case. Okay. So let's see. Same logic. I can go through lambda expressions. Okay. So what is that? Here, sometimes in Python programming, some functions will expect other function as an argument. In that situation, then we use lambda is the best choice. We can reduce the length of the code when we go for lambda. Same, I'm going to copy this. This is without lambda. Yes, this is without lambda. Without lambda. Without lambda. Now next program, same program with lambda, I'm showing. With lambda. With lambda. With lambda, without lambda, how it is. Now you can see here, list is there. Here, new list I want to generate, list of filter, but here is even function is there. But is even function, instead of calling other function, here we have to write instantly lambda expression. Lambda x is my argument values, x modulus 2 equal to 0. That's all. How it is simple. Instead of calling other function every time is even, I completed this expression through or no? Yes. Instantly lambda will work here for every element of every value present in this sequence. It will consider as x value. Internally, it will return result value automatically to the list one. So these 3 lines we can finish. And same logic, you can see this. This is 8 or 9 lines we have written. How it is simple. Instead of this total other function logic, what I have written the same logic instantly, I write here in the lambda expression point of view. So if we don't use lambda expression here, you have to call other function here. But other function I called or not previously. This function I'm passing here only. Instead of this one, I use lambda only. Same result you will get this also. It's the same result. So which is the better way? This is the better way. So we can reduce the length of the code. Okay, we can write very concise code, means shorthand way code. We can improve readability of the program. And almost we will write lambda expressions, instant usage purpose. Yes, instantly I'm using without calling any other function like is even function clear. Okay, so not only filter function is there, here one more function is there, sir. You can say map function. This function also will always expect other functions as an argument. This function also always will expect other function as an argument. So at that time also we have to use lambda. But this function, map function purpose is different, sir. Map function purpose is different. So let me show you map function example. What is this purpose of the map function? So for every element present in the sequence, for every element present in the sequence, for every element present in the sequence, okay, comma, apply some condition, comma, apply some condition, and return the new sequence of elements, return the new sequence of elements. Then we use, then we use, then we use map function. Then we use what function? Map function. Map function. For every element of sequencer, for every element present in the sequence, how many elements are there in sequence? Apply some condition and return the new sequence of elements. In that process, we use what? Actually, map function. But it looked like almost same filter only. But filter is different, map is different, sir. Filter means what? If you have 10 values in the list based on condition, we will get only two values, like four values or five values or six values or three values like that. After filtering, how many values it will come? It will come. But map is not like that. How many values are there present in list? Like 10 values are there. Result also should return 10 values exactly. But modify. After modification, the 10 values will be returned because we are applying some condition. No, based on the condition, every element present in the sequence will be get affected. For every element present in the sequence, apply some condition and return the new sequence of elements. Then we use map function, we can say. So map function syntax also same, sir. This is the syntax. What is the syntax here? Instead of filter, map I'm going to take. This function also always expect other function as an argument. Okay. So that's what here also we can use lambda expressions. But this map function also I will show you without lambda, with lambda. Both the ways I will show you here. Map function also. Let me show you this map function with lambda, without lambda, how it will go. So let's go for map function. Here I'm going to modify this one, sir. Just observe here. I'm taking DBL. DBL is my function name because I want to double the values of the sequence. That's what I'm taking. Return 2 into X value I'm taking. Just doubling the sequence of this list using map only, 2 into X. And here you can see map function I'm taking. And which function I'm calling? DBL function I'm calling. Now this time you can see this map function also is always depend on some other function called DBL, which already prepared. This DBL function is only for doing what? For every element present in the sequence, it will take the value, X value 2, and it will return the result what? 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8, 2 into 5, 10, 2 into 6, 12, like that. And it completely return new sequence that is L1 only. So map function is also depending on other function. So now you can see here the result can be of anything you can say that. This according to this expression, I just return the result, but any result you can able to return. So 2, 3, 4. How many values are there here? 9 values are there. Here, how many values are there? 9 values are there. But filter is not like that. how many number of values you are passing, filter function will return only some of the values only as a result, but all the values will not return. So here you can see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is there. But every value present in this sequence, I'm applying this condition and return new sequence of element this is. This condition can be of any one, sir. For example, I want to do this one, x double star x. Double star indicates in Python programming what, sir? Power. X to the power of x, like 2 to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 3, 4 to the power of 4, 5 to the power of 5, 6 to the power of 6, 7 to the power of 7, like this one. Once I run this, now you can see we got this many values of 2 to the power of 2, 4, 3 to the power of 3, 27, 4 to the power of 4, like 256, 10 to the power of 10, this is. But same expression here, without, with lambda I want to write, without writing this function. This is with lambda, no? Yes, without lambda, let me write. Without lambda, how it will be here in the DBL function in place of that, I'm going to write lambda expression. Lambda x, x into x or x star x, any expression you can use. So instead of calling other function, I'm just using this one. Clear, sir? Yes. So in this case, we can use what actually map function. For every element present in the sequence, you can apply some condition and return new sequence of elements. For this purpose, we use map function. Map function also will always expect other function as an argument. So to avoid other function passing as an argument, we can use lambda expression. And similarly, we have reduce function also there. So reduce function purpose is just simply, it is used to reduce the values. It is used to reduce the values of sequence, reduce the values of sequence and return the result. Return the result as one value. One value. Yes, all sequence of values will reduce by adding, by subtracting, by dividing, by multiplication, any expression you can use. But finally, it will return what? One value as a result. Reduce means what? Decreasing. I can pass multiple values to my collection. When I apply reduce function, automatically it will reduce the values. So reduce function is used to reduce the values of sequence and return the result as one value. Same syntax, reduce function also. Yes, same syntax. It will also expect other function as an argument. I will show you with lambda, without lambda, reduce function, I will do one. But before that, I want to show you one thing. Just observe, sir. Observe, sir. This code I want to write something like. Now, when I try to apply map, map is coming in IntelliSense or not? You can see IntelliSense is coming or map function here. Map is coming in IntelliSense. That means it is a built-in available. Directly we can able to use that. No error. Similarly, when I apply filter function, IntelliSense is coming in IntelliSense, it's showing or not filter function. That means filter also built-in function, it will come directly. But when it comes to reduce function, you can notice that reduce. Is this coming, sir, in IntelliSense? And moreover, it shows red line color, that is error. The reason is what here? This reduce function is not available. When I place mouse pointer, you will come to know that where it is exactly, why it is not available. You can read carefully. Unresolved reference reduce. Now you can see import functools dot reduce. Clearly they are suggesting when I hit this link, automatically what will happen? The library is added to this your program on the top corner. So they were suggesting what actually from functools module. In this module, in this library, we have reduce function. From this, we have to import it. From functools, import reduce. So now we can see reduce is giving what? Reduce is not giving error or not? Yes, it is not giving error here. Directly it is coming. Okay, or else you can import like this also. No need to do this. Import functools I'm taking. But whenever we try to import functools here, even still reduce function is giving underline red color. The reason is what? You have imported only library, but this function is present in this library. If you want to use this function, you have to mention functools dot reduce function. This will be fine. Got my point? Library name dot reduce function. Or else if you don't want to use every time functools, then better approach is this one. From functools import star. Star means indication is what? Every function from functools. But this is not suggest in reality. The reason is when we execute this program, this functools library will load automatically how many number of functions are there. It will be available to you. But actually, we are using hardly only one function. Why unnecessary? We are going to load all the functions behind the scenes. That's not correct. That's what instead of star, we can use only Redis. So Redis means we are using Redis function only in this program. That's what here by default, you can see whenever I'm not including manually, when we try to write reduce function, obviously reduce function is not coming. You will check as a programmer why it is not coming. When we place mouse pointer on it, and they are suggesting that in PyCharm editor, it is like this import functools.reduce. When we click on this link, automatically that will come. What it is coming? By default, star is coming or reduce is coming. Reduce is coming. Why? Because PyCharm editor will understand the programmer has given reduce function, only reduce can import from this functools module. Got my point? Yes. So if you want to access more functions in future, you can use instead of reduce star symbol. Star means all the functions, whatever available in functools module, it will come to your program. It's available to your program. But right now, I'm trying to work on reduce function. Reduce is enough. So let's see this. I'm taking reducing purpose. I'm taking one function f1, x comma y, two parameters must required. And here I'm going to reducing by adding one value to another value. This is my function. L is a list. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any values you can take, no problem. And I want to reduce the values. So result equals to, yes, this is result because it won't return any list values. It will return only single value, reduce function. Reduce function is present in where? Here you can see reduce function. Always it is expecting other function as an argument where it has to filter, where it has to reduce and L only. Print result, result is only one value. So this reduce function will call always F1 function. Whenever it will F1 function will call on this sequence, first two values by default it will go x value 2, y value 3. Then x plus y, how much it is? 2 plus 3, 5 only. Next iteration, x value will become 5, y value 4. 5 plus 4, 9. Next iteration, x value 9, y value 5. 9 plus 5, 14. Like this, it's keep on adding one after another, and it will reduce the values. Some of these values are 54 only. Only one value is returning on. Yes. Let's keep the breakpoint and check it how it will be processed. Debug test 8. Now you can see here function key plus F8. Now x value 2, y value 3. The result is 5. Next iteration, x value will become 5, y value 4. Result is 9. Next iteration, x value 9, y value 5. Result is 14. Next iteration, x value 14, y value 6. X value 20, y value 7. X value 27, y value 8. X value 35 plus 9, 44. Y value 10, 44 plus 10, 54. Finally, it will return the result, 54 value. So here, reducing the values by adding 1. Not only adding, you can subtract it. In subtraction way, it will reduce the values. 2 minus 3 minus 1, minus 1, minus 4, minus 5, like this one. You can do any operation like this. X star y also you can do that. It will reduce by multiplying each with each value like this. But here I am using other function as an argument. So without other function, here we can also use lambda expressions instantly. Lambda x into x. Simple. Did I use any other function to work with this? No. So lambda instantly I'm using or not? Yes, instantly I'm using lambda. So what is happening here? Two arguments were given. Yes, sorry, sir. X comma y, x into y. So it's my mistake. It's working or not? Yes. So what way you want to reduce, you can able to write expression. Based on that way, it will be execute your program. 54 log. This is what actually lambda usage, lambda advantages clearly, which I discussed. So that's all of today. In tomorrow's session, we will start important concept that is modules in Python programming. How to reuse the modules, what are the modules are available, user-defined modules, built-in modules. We'll discuss all the module concept in tomorrow's session.